It was Christmas morning at the Croft Manor. Snow covered the gardens and the wind was freezing. Inside, the fire was almost out and the last embers crackled in the fireplace. Lara was waking up. But something was unusual. Winston wasn't there with breakfast.
Winston, is everything okay?
Said Lara. She got no response, but after all, Winston was very slow and his ears weren't working very well. She got up to put on her gym clothes in the bathroom. The windows were frozen and a mist was blocking the sun. Back in the bedroom, she jumped out of fear.
Hello, Lara.
Jacqueline Natla stood in front of the door with the meal tray in her hands.
Winston's not here, so I brought you your breakfast.
But Lara didn't have time to hear the end of the sentence. She had jumped into her hiding place and came out immediately with her shotgun, which she pointed at the Atlantean queen.
What are you doing here? What did you do to Winston?
Relax, Lara. It's Christmas truce. Why don't you have a cup of tea?
I asked you, what are you doing here?
Lara was still pointing her gun at her.
I came for the party, of course, like everyone else.
Your words don't make sense. I killed you. It's impossible.
Impossible? I would say unlikely. I have a contract for an upcoming game.
Lara was puzzled.
A game?
I'll tell you, but you have to hurry. Your guests are getting impatient.
She pointed to Lara and a glowing ball gown appeared.
It's a little dated, but it looked great in the old world.
Lara left her room to reach the stairs. A crowd feasted under the giant chandelier. There were all kinds of people: Tibetan monks, mummies, mobsters, cannibals, all seemed to be having a good time. She made her way to the kitchen and was stopped by a man with a spear.
Greetings, Miss Croft. I knew we would meet again.
Hi, Brother Chan.
He called other monks.
See, my friends, this is Lara Croft, my path beater to next incarnation.
Excuse me, but I have to find Winston. Have you seen him?
Who is Winston? Is he your god? I will pray that you find him.
Lara arrived in the kitchen and rushed to the fridge. Someone was sitting outside the door.
Claudio, are you there too?
Hello, Lara. Congratulations. I see that the plan went as planned.
What do you mean?
My master was counting on you to find the key to the door.
Maybe, but right now you're blocking my fridge.
He moved away and joined the others. The fridge was empty.
I thought he'd be there. That door tends to close a little too easily.
He's not here,
grumbled a man with dark sunglasses. He was cutting a Yule log with the dagger of Sien.
I have to tell you, Lara, that your butler isn't very active. My theater was certainly in ruins, but I didn't have to do everything myself.
Marco Bartoli, please tell me you're not going to turn into a dragon in my kitchen.
Come on, Lara. I'm not your enemy. You know, I never wanted to run this mafia, and I'm glad you helped me get rid of it. It was a legacy from my father. All I wanted was to be a magician. Imagine the show, Marco, the Fabulous Dragon Man.
Lara walked to the door and out to her gym field, snow covering her feet. She noticed that there were already footprints everywhere. At the entrance, she heard a monstrous cry. A Trex ridden by a Yeti was running between snowballs.
Hey, Lara!
A man shouted.
Want a race? Pierre takes the snowmobile and my wolves pull the sled.
I don't have time for this, Larson. I'm looking for Winston.
Please, if you want, you can take the quad. The kayak would also make a good luge.
She continued walking to the frozen fountain.
Where are you, Winston?
She said, looking at her reflection. She was beginning to worry. Winston had always shown exceptional resistance to the cold, but if he had gotten lost in the maze. Lara entered the labyrinth, which now looked like an ice palace. The atmosphere changed, as if the air was becoming more and more icy.
Are you looking for someone?
Said a spectral voice.
Werner, have you seen Winston?
I haven't seen him, but I know some gods who could tell you if he's still alive.
I won't use an artifact for that, you remember, I only play for sport.
Lara, didn't I teach you anything? You're an archaeologist, you can't rely on luck alone to find what you're looking for.
Exactly.
She left the maze and entered through the main door, kicking it down.
The party is over. Now tell me where my Winston is, or I'll defeat you all again.
A boy with a skateboard slid down the stair railing.
But Miss Croft, it's Christmas. You're not gonna attack us, are you?
There is no Christmas without Winston.
Suddenly, a mysterious noise was heard from upstairs. Lara jumped over the crowd and went back to the bedroom, but there was nobody there. She finally understood. Winston was stuck in the chimney. Lara demolished the brick wall with her bare hands and freed Winston, who was covered in soot. But he was fine. He was dressed as Santa Claus with a big bag full of gifts. She went to the railing to announce the news.
Winston is back. And he brought you a surprise.
A few minutes later, all the guests had received a gift. A speech, chanted the crowd. We want a speech. Lara held up her cup and said,
To Winston, without whom our adventures wouldn't exist. And of course, Merry Christmas.